Hey guys, welcome back to this Fusion 360 tutorial. Today I'll be teaching how to use how to set joint limits. So basically, last time we put like a slider joint here, right? And the thing is, it can go anywhere along this axis we want, and realistically, we don't want that. So I'm going to teach you how to limit that joint, and then I'm going to teach you how to link these two joints together, so that when I move this handle around, this thing actually moves up and down. Anyway, let's get on to this. First thing is your browser over here. It's going to have something called joint folder as soon as you start putting in joints. You want to go and look at the joints, open that folder up, and if you hover over it, you get this thing called edit joint limits. That's what you want to press. So I'm going to go and click on that, and make sure you're clicking on the slider one, because we don't really need to mess with the revolute joint here. I mean, it doesn't make sense to limit it, but let's limit this one. Now, what we want is we want a minimum, maximum, and rest value. What does that mean? Minimum means the minimum it can go down. Maximum means the maximum it can go down. So before I start anything, what I want to do is, for reference, I need this to be at the top position. So I'm going to roughly move this to 20 degrees. 19, 20. Perfect. And I'm going to keep it like this for a sec. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a perfect back view. Then I'm going to go here and then edit joint limits. Now, I want to set a minimum, a maximum, and a rest. Let's first do the minimum joint. So if I do the minimum, right, and I go, I don't know, 1 millimeter, that's looking pretty good. That's actually a pretty good estimate. So right here, it's sitting at the bottom of that. So that's the minimum we want it to go down. We don't want it to go any further below that. Now let's set a maximum point. Now, if I remember correctly from our thing, or actually you can go to drawings right over here, you can see that the height over here was 15 millimeters. That's what we want to copy. So we've offset it 1 on the top. That means we need to go, that means it's 15. So if the minimum is 1, then the maximum's got to be 16, right? Because the difference between them is 15. And exactly, that's what we get. That's exactly what we want. Now, that's good, but let's set in a rest position as well. What this means is, it's like, where does this rest? Where does it sit? This is set at 1 millimeter, but that doesn't look accurate. Let's just play it and see what happens. It goes all the way to the top, comes to the bottom. That's looking good. Press OK. Perfect. Okay. That was just a glitch then. Yeah, but no, that's looking fine. And what the good part about this now is I can move it up and I can move it down. But as you can see, no matter how low or how high I take this, it can't go past these two limits. And I've defined it as such because the maximum oh yeah, that's one more thing. Once you set joint limits, because I've set a rest position, by default it will go down to its rest position. Now I've set it to max to be here because this will be the maximum position. It's going to sit right on top of that little ledge over there on the handle when I've turned it, and then it's going to sit down there. Now, that's all fine, so I'm just going to revert the position of that. And that's how you set joint limits. Now how do I combine these two joints together to make it like useful? For that, we're going to use a feature called motion link. But basically, that links two joints together. To do this, it says select joints. So I'm going to select both these joints because they're the joints that I need to link. It's automatically set something for me. What's happening here is it's going 360. Basically, I'm defining an angle and I'm defining a distance. What this says is when this revolute joint rotates, or when this handle rotates 360 degrees, this thing will move 15 millimeters. Now, that might seem right because when I turned this once, I needed to go all the way up, and when I turn it back, it needs to go all the way down. But remember how this is offset by 20 degrees? So technically, if I were to look at this from, say, this angle, if I can, you'll see that there's a point. It's hard to see it, but this thing actually goes over the little ledge over there. It just hovers in midair. We don't want that. And that's solely because when this rotates 360 degrees, the relationship doesn't work, and because we've offset it. So let me change that to 340 degrees. Now what should happen is it should stay at the bottom and go to the top, and that is looking kind of better. It looks a little more realistic. We don't need to reverse it for now, and because it's going in the right direction. Let's just click reverse, see what happens. Yeah, no, it fails. It just doesn't work. Okay, so that's it. Press OK, and you've got it now. So you've basically linked these together. So it's kind of like a relationship kind of thing where you define the relationship between them, and then it just works. Yeah, it just computes it for you. Now, what's happening here is I'm turning this handle, and as you can see, right, it's moving. The top part is moving. Move that, and that's exactly what we want. Soon afterwards, we can define another relationship once we've constructed more of these things between like the garbage can and the height and so on, and like the head. But for now, this is all we need. Let's just save this for now. Just save our work, user save. And that's it for this tutorial. Next tutorial, we'll probably start working on like the actual garbage can around it. And then we might start the sculpt. But till then, have a nice time. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and see you in the next one. Thank you.